Hello guys, hello, and you're welcome to this tutorial. My name is Precious and I'm going to be taking you on-page SEO. So you already know the meaning of SEO as search engine optimization, and I'm sure you've been taking some classes on this already. So you're going to be learning on-page SEO practical examples, and we'll be talking about a few things. I wouldn't want to waste the time, so we're talking about key phrase, choosing a key phrase. First things first, we're talking about some tools. I'll show you one of the tools I'll be using to do this, and talking about a whole lot of things like SEO title, slug, meta description, key phrase density, key phrase distribution, images, titles, key phrase and titles, paragraphs, subheadings, and alternative text. Of course, they are super important. And so this is and a few other things that I'll be outlining for us today. So let's dive into it. So I'm using this platform called WordPress. WordPress is many bloggers use it actually, so I'm using this to demonstrate what we're going to be doing today, and I want you to put all your attention into this so that you'll be able to understand and to learn at the end. I mean, we're all here to learn, right? All right, so let's go into it. I'm going to add a new post, and okay, this is a website I'm actually using, one of my websites. I'm going to be using this to demonstrate and to build a very perfect SEO score from scratch. All right, so when we get into this, we see add new posts, we see a title. This is where we'll put in our title, and we see text area. This is a text area where we'll write our post, whatever blog post, article, whatever content. All right, okay, so when we go down, this is the plugin I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using Yoast SEO, as you can see it here, Yoast SEO. Okay, so this is one of the plugins we have. We have SEMrush, we have Yoast SEO. We have a whole bunch of them out there that can help you and assist you in making sure your SEO are top notch. I mean, it's top notch. Okay, so now I want you to take a good look at this. We have a couple of buttons here. One is SEO, one is readability, one is schema, and one is social. Okay, now we'll be dwelling more on SEO because that's what we're here to do, right? And then I'll talk a little bit on their readability and social. These are the two areas I'll be concentrating, but mostly on SEO. All right, so the first thing I showed you guys is key phrase, choosing a key phrase. First things first, this is very important because before ever you start making a post, before ever you start writing on any topic at all, you need to define your keywords. I'm sure you've been told that already. So here it's called key phrase. It's called key phrase. You can see it, key phrase. Now it's something with keywords. All right, so I'm going to be making some examples. Let's say I'm going to be writing on, let's say I want to write on, let's say, graphics design, for example. I want to be writing on let's say how to make a great graphics design. Okay, that is my topic. Right now I'm going to put it in the title. I need to put it in the title of our post. How to make a great a great graphics design. How to make a great graphics design. So this is my title, my post title, how to make a great graphics design. All right, so let's say I've already chosen a keyword or a key phrase, and my key phrase is graphics design. All right, so my key phrase is graphics design. So I'm going to put it into our focus key phrase. Focus key phrase simply means the key phrase or the keyword that the post is all about. This is the focus of the whole article. So I'm going to put it in here as a focus key phrase. Now you will notice this is a red button. I mean, this is reddish in color, of course. A red circle. This is red too. I want you to note something. As you're doing this, you see that the colors of this circles you see here, they'll be changing gradually. There are three different colors here: red, orange, and green. Red symbolizes that your SEO is actually zero, like nothing is actually going on. And you can see the really angry face it gave me. It gave me a really angry face, which means that I've not really done anything at all. All I did was just put the focus key phrase. So with time, we'll be seeing as it gradually changes, as my score gradually increases. Okay, you can see it here. SEO needs improvement. All right, now I'm going to go down to where we have, follow me please, to where we have SEO analysis. You can see SEO analysis right here. All right, so this is where we'll be doing most of our work. This is where we'll be taking corrections from. So we'll be having a lot of corrections from here. I'll be gradually taking it, correcting it to get to the perfect, to get a perfect SEO rating, a perfect SEO score. What is the point of this whole thing? On page SEO, the whole point of it is for us to be able to rank high in search engines, right? We don't have to depend on Google indexing. Google indexes websites quite all right, but not every time that those indexed websites get to rank on search engines. So you don't have to sit back and wait for Google to do the hard job for you. No. You have to put in the work as well. This is where SEO comes in. So you have to do some certain things to navigate your way around it. Okay, now let's look at this. We have analysis results. So this is an analysis that Yoast SEO has already carried out on our post. You can see keyword distribution, meta description length, text length. Okay, let's go back to our presentation. I'm going to be explaining some certain things for you. Now in SEO title is simply your title, okay? Just the title of the post itself. But it is not just the title. It's not like a title like a book title, a notes title, like in school you have titles for notes, right? It's not just an ordinary title. It is called search engine optimized title, and a title that is optimized for search engine. So it is quite different, and you need to be really careful when making one. So let's go up now. Let's take a good look at this, my title: how to make a great graphics design. This is pretty simple and straightforward and straight to the point, and short as well. How to make a great graphics design. So when somebody stumbles upon this, it says how to make great graphics. Let's say I'm actually looking for how to to be a great graphics design, a great graphics designer. Okay, so and I stumble upon this post. What do? I'll be intrigued. Yeah, how to make a great graphics design. I'll be like, wow. So if I read this post, I'm going to learn how to make a great graphics design. That is nice. I'll click it. Sometimes it's called clickbait, like a clickbait, baited to click. So this is a very good title. Okay, it is not long, it's not too short, it is straightforward, straight to the point. All right, so this is an SEO title. Then we have something we call slug, SLUG, slug. What is slug? Slug is just an address for your post. I'm going to be showing you that quickly. Well, let's see. This is Google Preview. So this is the way your post will actually appear on the internet, on Google. This is the mobile result and this is the desktop result. Okay, so in the mobile result, let's take a look at this. We have the website address, we have the title of the post, how to make a great graphics design, and we have a separator and we have a site title. That is it here, SEO title. We have the title, the page, the separator, and the site title. So now this is the SEO title. Now the slug is the page address, the page address. Now when you make a post, automatically the platform you're using will give your address the title of the post. To give your address the title of the post. So if I make this post and publish it, the address of this post, this is what I call address here, top here. This is address. All right. Okay, let me give you an example, a live example. Let's say main, okay, free calm 8. All right, now look, let me just open an example for you quickly. Now look at this address bar. What do you see? You see how to export or convert in-spring free cam recording to MP4, AVI, FLV, MKV. Okay, this, let me make, okay, it's full. Now look at the web address, the part of the page, and the post. So the post name, which is this, look at the post name, how to export or convert iSpring free cam recording to MP4, AVI, FLV, MKV. Now you can see it in the address bar. So your post name, post title automatically enters into your address bar. It forms the address of your post. Now, why is this relevant? Why am I talking about this? I'm talking about this because when your post is really long, your post title is really long, and you end up having a really long address, it is bad. For SEO, it is super bad. I don't know if that word exists though, but it is wrong. So that is where slug comes in. Slug is now going to replace the title itself, the address in the title. I mean the address of your post. Now let's say I'm using, okay, I have suggestions here. I have graphic design. Let's change this to graphics design. Okay, now this is my slug and now you can see it here. Okay, let me quickly show you something else. Now let's go back. I searched for, this is what I searched for. Now let's check other websites. All right, okay, look at this, helpx.adobe.com, After Effects using basics. Now this is the slug of this website, of this post. So this is where the slug comes in, and this it helps you to define the address of your post. And trust me, the shorter the better, because this is photographic in nature. When you look at a website and you see the address bar, it sort of registers in your head. Maybe when you're looking for something similar to that, and let's say you totally forgot all about it, you left the post, so some other time you want to maybe revisit the post, you remember this is what I actually saw. I saw www.novavam/graphics design. Okay, you see, but when the post, the address is so long, you won't really remember easily. To be difficult to remember. So the shorter the better. This is for users that come to your post, come to your website. It helps them a lot. Now the next one is meta description. You can see it in your slide. Meta description. Meta description is a description, all right, that appears together with the rest of this. You can see it. Now here, December 10, 2022, please provide a meta description by editing the snippet below. If you don't, Google will try to find a relevant part of your post to show in the search results. This is exactly what happens. If you don't include a meta description to your post, Google will give you a random meta description. I mean, it's going to pick a meta description, just a random sentence or phrase, okay, or paragraphs mostly from your post, and use it. And sometimes it truncates, and sometimes what it puts in there, you will not even like it. You will not like what you see. Let me give you an example. Look at this. Learning how to render and export in After Effects. This is a meta description. All right. Now take a look at this second one. There's a difference between this one and this one. This one is generated from by Google. That is why it truncates at this point. Please turn off hardware encoder and encoder. Sorry, please turn off hardware decoder and encoder. You can see the truncation right there. All right. So if you don't give it a meta description of your choice, Google is going to give you one, and it's going to truncate. The post will not be clear enough, and people will not really, so the importance of putting a meta description is it helps to inform the searcher or the user about exactly what they're going to get from your post. So you can give it a very interesting description trying to describe a post. So I'm just going to use something. Let's say I'm using something random. I'll just use something random just for example's sake. And now you can see the colorations that I told you about. I told you about the green, I told you about orange, and I told you about red. Yeah. So in our SEO title, you can see that the color of this line is green. So it means our title is good. Remember, this is our title: how to make a great graphics design. And then our meta description is bad. That is why it is orange in color. The reason it is this is because it is too long. That's why I said it will truncate. It's going to cut off a little bit. So it's too long. So we have to reduce it. So what does this tell you? It tells you that now say it is green. It tells you that your meta description should be what? Of considerable size, length. Okay? So that it will be able to contain. It will not truncate at the end. So this is about meta description. All right, let's now go back to our SEO analysis. So let's check the results now. Okay, you can see we are having a little bit of greens. Can you see? We have some greens right here. Okay, let's check the problems. We have key phrase distribution. Okay, I'm using a free copy, so I can't really, there's no analysis on this because I'm using a free copy. But don't worry, I'm going to explain what key phrase distribution is all about. Then key phrase and meta description. Let's go and fix this. The meta description needs a key phrase. Your key phrase must appear. This is the key phrase we're talking about. Your key phrase must appear in your meta description and also in your slug. It must appear in your slug. It is already in our slug already here. So in case you're making your own posts and your slugs don't have a key phrase, please put it in. Your key phrase must appear somehow. It must appear, even if it's a sentence you're making, you're using for your slug. At least let your key phrase appear in your slug. So in your meta description, also include the key phrase. So now I'm going to include our key phrase in our meta description. Let's just put it in here. Let's put it in here and see. Okay, see that the length is a little bit more. That's why it's back to orange. So let's change it. Let's reduce it a bit till it's green. Now it's green. Okay, So when you're making your own meta descriptions, make sure it's the sentences are complete. Of course, make sure the sentences are what's complete, and your key phrase should appear in your meta description as well. Okay, text length. I'm going to talk about key phrase distribution after text length. Text length. Text contains 0 words. Of course, we don't have any text. Scroll up here. We don't have any text. So I'm going to just grab a text, random text from the internet. I'm going to use that as an example. I'm going to quickly grab one. Let's just say, okay, graphics. No, how to make, okay, let me use this. What is graphic design, a beginner's guide to this creative career? All right, let me quickly grab this. This is for information purposes only, sorry. So I'm not actually publishing any of this. It is not mine. Just for information purposes only. Okay. All right, so we've put in a text. Okay, they say something about the text length. Let me quickly address that. Text length. The text contains 1310 words. Good job. Now the minimum number of texts you need in your post is 300. Yes, 300 texts. Make sure your texts are not below 300. If it's below 300, trust me, your SEO will not work. It will not work out. Even if it works out, it's going to be really terrible. It's not going to rank. Yeah, so make sure your text is above 300. So let me just say this now. Google loves content. It loves not just content, but quality content. A very lengthy content with a very qualitative information. Google loves it. That's why sometimes you see posts that have 1k, 2k words, 3k words. Yeah, 3k words. So Google loves content. All right. Now we're going to be talking about key phrase density and key phrase distribution. You've learned all about key phrase. All right. I think I should say this now before I continue. Key phrase. I told you before in the beginning that key phrase and keywords are the same. I'm sure you learned keywords in your SEO classes. In this, I'm using the word key phrase. Okay, it's basically the same thing. So if you are wondering what is key phrase, I thought it's keywords. It's the same. All right. So if I say keywords or I say key phrase, I'm actually talking about the same thing. So here I have key phrase. And phrases are more than just one word. So key phrase. So when you have a key phrase, you can actually check for related key phrases. So now you're not supposed to be using the same key phrase every time. Let's say you have 2 posts, you're writing on similar posts, and they have similar key phrases. Don't use it. You need to change it. You need to get key phrases that are similar, that are related. So in this plugin, there's actually a way to do that from here. Get related key phrases. So you can just click on get related key phrases, and it's going to give you related key phrases from different countries. All right, it's to give it to you in volume form and in trend form. Okay, so this is for Nigeria. Okay, related key phrases to graphics design in Nigeria. We have graphic design, and the volume is 22,200, and you can see the trend is sort of increasing. So 22,200. So we have graphic design background. What is graphic design? Graphic design apps, graphic design examples, graphic design logo, types of graphic design, the graphic design courses, graphic design software. So these are the volumes of related key phrases. So you can choose from one of these. All right. And you can also choose, check the key phrase in different countries. Let's check the ranking in the United States. Each country comes with their own different audience. All right. So in the United States, graphic design is ranking 110,000 in volume, and the trend is a little bit tilting up and down. This is a little bit stable. Okay, this is more stable. Graphic design at 22,200. You must not go for the highest. All right, you must not go for the highest in volume, because the highest in volume usually are more competitive. Are you listening? They are more competitive than the lower ones. So you can be using this instead of using the same key phrase. You can just catch related key phrases. Okay, other softwares like SEMrush. I told you about SEO tools. Yoast, SEMrush. Most people that use build blogs using WordPress, they use Yoast. Others use SEMrush. SEMrush is as good as Yoast as well. So if you don't have access to Yoast SEO, you can use SEMrush, and it is actually nice. It works almost the same way with Yoast. It's nice too. So they will help you to get all these keywords, related keywords, trends, volumes, etc. All right, so let's get back to, we were talking about key phrase density and key phrase distribution. Now, key phrase density is talking about how much of the key phrase appears in your article, in your posts or your blog. All right, how much of the key phrase occurs in your article, right? In your content. That is key phrase density. How dense? Right. So now the next one is key phrase distribution. The word distribution comes from spreading. How well is it spread across? How well is it distributed? So you need to distribute your key phrase. Our key phrase here is graphics design. So we need to distribute graphics design all over our post. That helps with keyword distribution. This is very important. You might ask why should I do this? You should do this because Google checks all these things. When you make a post and Google indexes it, it will go through the post looking for keywords. And when you distributed your keywords all over the post, it's going to find out, okay, this is what this post is talking about, and it's going to give it a section. All right, it's going to section it to that particular keyword. So the keyword here is graphics design. All right, so when I distribute it, I'm doing myself a whole lot of good. Because if Google scans through and does not find any relevant keyword, is actually going to dump it. It's going to shovel it down the search engines. All right, so this is why you need to make to have very good keyword density and very good keyword distribution. Okay, let's look at keyword density. Keyword density, the focus key phrase was found two times. That is less than the recommended minimum of 5 times. So you see, we have a minimum, and if you have a minimum, you also have a maximum. Too much of everything is really bad. So the minimum number of key phrases that you need in your post is 5. So you need at least 5. And I think the highest, the maximum is 28. Yeah, 28. So make sure you don't overuse your key phrase or your keyword in your article. Make sure it doesn't cross 28. If it does, then you're over optimizing. Okay, let me give you an example. This is an American website. That's why the key phrase they use is graphic design. graphic design. You can see that graphic design was ranking really high when we checked it. So you can see graphic design here. There are a lot of graphic design. Look at graphic design. So you know what, let me go and change my keyword or key phrase. Let me go and change it to graphic design. Now I'll change my focus key phrase to graphic design. Let's check the results. Key phrase density. The focus key phrase was found, do you see, 43 times. So this article contains graphic design 43 good times. That's way more than the recommended maximum of what? 28 for a text of this length. So each length has its own. So you need to at least let it not be more than 28. Right? Unless you're writing something that is up to 10k words. I mean, that's a lot. Okay, so it shouldn't be too much. At least let it not be below 5. So you see that this article did a lot of over optimization. Look at it. Don't over optimize. Is one of the rule of thumbs here. Don't over optimize. So what do we do? Let me change it back to graphics design, which is the focus key phrase I'm personally using for this lecture, and I'm going to increase it because they said we had just 2. So let's just increase it to 5 or 6 or more or thereabout. Okay, so I'm going to change the graphic to graphics because that's the only difference between mine and this post I'm using. So anyway, I see the graphic, going to change it to graphics design. I think this is enough. So let's check our results. Okay, you can see that our key phrase density is great. The focus key phrase was found 5 times. This is great. So you can increase your own to 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, not more than 28. Once you do this, you're good to go. Okay, the next thing is key phrase distribution. Have you evenly distributed your focus key phrase throughout the whole text? So this is what you also do as your key phrase is. Okay, let me give you an example from this post. Let me change the focus key phrase. I hope you're listening and paying attention. Pay close attention. So also changing as you're imputing your focus key phrase, you need to distribute it. Now I'm going to highlight all the focus key phrase so that you see how to distribute. Now this is it. You see graphic design. You see how it is distributed across the post. This is called key phrase distribution. All right. You see graphic design all over the place. So it is well distributed. This is so important. You need to do this so that the indexing, the crawlers of Google will be able to highlight that this is what this is about. This is what this post is about. This post is about graphic design. Actually, this is why this post ranked first. You can see that when I searched for it, this post was ranking first because they took really important steps in making the SEO, the on-page SEO, to be strong, really strong. All right, now let me put it back to the way it was before, which is graphics. All right, so next it's images. There's something I wrote here. I said images are super important. Images are super important. I mean, sometimes I'm not sure I can actually read a post without an image. This is why images are included in Facebook. When you're writing anything in Facebook, there's always an option to add an image together with it. And the funny thing is that sometimes people don't read the post, they just go to the picture and comment. This is because images are so attractive. They are super attractive. Another one is videos. Videos are also attractive. That's why the video content industry is booming. because people, not everybody actually has time to read long ass contents. All right, so when you include images and videos, it is attractive. It makes it attractive, and people will be eager to go through it to see what is going on here. What is this about? So make sure your post comes with at least one image. That's why they say no images appear on this page. Add some. So I'm going to quickly go and grab an image from Google search. Let me turn this thing off. Okay, I'm going to quickly go and grab an image from Google search. And okay, I'll remember we are dealing on graphics design, so let me just look for any image on graphics design. Okay, let me just take this one. Okay, then I'll add it somewhere. Let me add it somewhere here. All right, let me reduce it a bit. It's too big. Okay, I think it's perfect now. All right, so I've succeeded in adding an image into this our beautiful article. Okay, so let's check our analysis. Our analysis says image, good job. Image, good job. Okay, so we're increasing, we're getting there. Already our SEO analysis is smiling. Look at it, it's already green. Remember, it was super red hot, it was mad at us. But now it's smiling. Look at it. Okay, so the goal is actually to eliminate all this red. I don't need any red here. So once you're done, this is work actually. So it's hard work and it pays well. So when you actually eliminate all this, we're going to eliminate all this. Once we do that, we are good to go. Okay, now the next thing I would like to talk about is linking. Okay, linking. We have something we call linking: internal links and external links. Okay, you can see it in our analysis results. Internal links. No internal links appear in this place. Please make sure to add some. So internal links, we call it inbound links. All right, then external links, we call it outbound links. So anyway, here inbound links and outbound links, you should know what it means. Internal links. Outbound links connect a website to another website, while internal links connect content in a website to other parts of the website. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Okay, so internal links, when you make, okay, let's look at this. There are some examples of links in this content. Okay, let's go through it. The first one is here: basics of the field. You know that this is a link because it is underlined, and when I go through it, when I hover through it, it changes, the color changes. So that's a link here. Now when I click it, I'll see the link. Look at the link. Rasmussen.edu. What is the creative economy? This is the post. So this basics of the field is linking to this what is the creative economy. So the person that wrote this post linked to another aspect of their website that says what is the creative economy, and this is in their website. So this means this is an internal what link. Do you get it? So internal links connect they connect a post, all right, to another post inside the website. I'll show you how to create this. Then let's look at this. According to the American Institute of Graphic Arts, AIGA.org, and this is a website, a different website. So this is an external link. So any link that connects your website, your post, your page, your blog to a different website outside of yours is called an outbound link, an external link. All right, so there are a couple of links here. Now, there are no maximum or minimum number of links that you need in a post, but the more the merrier. But don't overuse, don't overlink. Okay, like this one is also an external link, productvids.com. Okay, there's another one, Bureau of Label Statistics, graphic design job titles. Now this is also an internal link. It links to one of their pages that said, what can you do with graphic design degree? Okay, so these are called internal and external links. Now in this post, there's no internal links. That is why it's like this. There's no internal links because this is my own website and I've not linked anything in my website to this post. So I'm going to quickly do that. So just for example purposes, I'm going to just randomly link to something here. And to link to something, let's look for something that is okay. If I don't see anything, I might just use anyone. I'm not seeing anything here. Okay, let's just link to common job titles. Okay, let's just link to common job. Okay, now I'm going to use this common job and link it to one of the posts in this website. So what I'll do is, now if you look up, you see this is a font family. I don't know if you are familiar with word processing softwares like Microsoft Word, Google Docs. So I'm sure you know what these things are. Fonts family, font sizes, paragraphing, bold, italics, etc. Then we have edit and insert link. Here I'll click it. So here I can paste the URL, that is the website address, which I don't actually have right now. So I'm going to go to search. It's going to give me posts. Okay, let's just check one of the posts down here. Let's just link it to best SEO strategies and practices for 2020. Okay, let's link it to top reasons why you need an e-commerce store. I'm going to click this and I'm going to add link. You see, now I've created an internal link here, common job. So this common job is linking to novafam.com/e-commerce. So now I've made an internal link. So I can make more if I want, but one is enough to boost our SEO. Now let's check internal links. You can see it, you have enough internal links. Good job. So you see that one is even enough. One is even enough, but don't just make only one. Okay, check this post. You can see that there are many links in this post, right? There are many links. I think it's up to 10 or thereabout. So links are very good. 10 ways to make external links. Pretty easy. Okay, let's say I want to make an external link for, let's say, user experience, UX. Okay, let's just quickly go and look for something on UX, a website, a random website. What is UX design? This is from careerfoundry.com. I'm going to copy their link, go to my post. Now I'll highlight this user experience design, and then I'm going to link it to that foundry.com, careerfoundry.com. I'll now paste the link here and apply. Boom, I've done it. Can you see? So I've applied an external link here, a link connecting careerfoundry.com, what is user experience, to what I've written on this. Sorry, I didn't write this though. So to what that's already written in this post. Do you understand it? So this is how to make an external link and an internal link. So I've succeeded in creating external and internal links. Now let's go back to our SEO analysis. Here we have key phrase in subheading. Look at it. Key phrase in subheading. Use more key phrases or synonyms in your H2 and H3. Okay, so in our presentation we saw something like key phrase in title H1, first paragraphs, and in subheadings H2 and H3. All right, so in your key phrase, you must make sure that you include your key phrase in the title. Yeah, I said must, compulsory. Yeah, you must include it in your title, in your first paragraphs, and in your subheadings H2 and H3. I'm going to show you these three things now. The first one is this title. The title is this: how to make a great graphics design. And remember, our key phrase is graphics design, so it's already in our title, so check. Next is in the first sentence of the first paragraph of your post. This is the first paragraph, this, so we must include it there, and also include it in the first sentence. This is the first sentence of this post. So what I do is I will include it in the first sentence. When you think of graphic design, see, they actually included it in their own key phrase was actually graphic design. So you see that it was already included in their own. So you see, super important. But ours is actually graphics, not graphic. So I'm going to put an S to complete it. So we have a key phrase in our first sentence, and let me include it somewhere else in the first paragraph. I think the other graphics design. Okay, that's it. So this is the first thing I said was what? Include it in your title. Then you include it in the first paragraph and in the first sentence or the first paragraph. Then the next one is to include it in the subheadings. Okay, let me show you. We have different kinds of subheadings. We have H2, we have H3, we have H4, etc. So if I click on paragraphs here, you can see them. Heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, 4, 5, 6. Heading 1 is usually called H1, heading 2 is usually called H2, heading 3 is usually called H3, H4, H5, H6. So anyway, here use H1 heading style. What comes to your mind? It is simply to just put it in heading 1. If you ask, use H2 heading style, you should put it in H2. Now heading 1 is reserved only for the titles. You don't use heading 1 in any other part of your post except on the title. Once you've put it in the title, that is it. You don't use it any other place. In this platform, it is automatically placed in H1, so there's no settings to change it again. So in these are now the subheadings. All right, these are the subheadings, and you can see that this subheading is in H2. It's in H2. Okay, another subheading, H2. This is also H2. So most people actually don't use H3. H3 is kind of smaller. Look at it. It's a little bit smaller than H2, and sometimes you need it to stand out. So you use mostly H2 subheadings. All right. So make sure that your key phrase appears in your headings, your subheadings. So I'm going to include a key phrase here. What is graphics design? I'm going to include it there. I'm going to include it here. What is graphics design as well? I'm going to include it in another section here. What is types of graphics design? Okay, I think I should stop here. Common graphics design, just because our key phrase is what? Graphics design. If you've forgotten, our key phrase is graphics design. So a key phrase is super important, so that we've been doing a lot of things on key phrases this, key phrases that. That is to show you how important key phrases or keywords, they are super important. All right, let's check our analysis and see our progress. Now we are done actually. We are done. Look at all we have cross-checked and we have checked all of this. Our SEO title width, I talked about it when I was talking about the length or the width. Okay, the length of your title shouldn't be too long or too short. You see that it's very good. Text length. Text contains 1210 words. Good job. Key phrase in subheading. 4 of your H2. I'm reading this. 4 of your H2 and H3 subheadings reflect the topic of your copy. You see? Key phrase in slug. Great job. Meta description length. Well done. Key phrase and meta description. Well done. Key phrase density 11 times. This is great. Key phrase length. Good job. Key phrase in SEO title. Good job. Key phrase in introduction. Well done. Internal links. Good job. Images. Good job. Image key phrase. Good job. Outbound links. Good job. All right. I've gone through all of this. Now I've told you about key phrase distribution, on what it's all about. Previously used key phrase. You've used this key phrase once before, so this is just an error from my end. All right, I've actually used this key phrase sometime before, so I'm not. See, you're not supposed to be using key phrases more than once. See it, so it will show up as an error. You're not supposed to be using more than one. That's why I said you should make a keyword search or a key phrase search to get related key phrases that you can use. All right, you get related key phrases that you can use instead of that particular one. See, the hard job has been already taken away from us. The hard job, because without these softwares, what will you do? You will just have to, brainstorm on it. Like, what do I use now instead of graphic design? Start racking your head. So the hard work has been taken away. So these softwares, like I said, Yoast is one of them. SEMrush, you can just Google. There are many of them that'll help you out with all this analysis and all. All right, so we are done with SEO. You can see that our SEO is pure green, like super good. Look at it here. SEO good. So we are good to go on our SEO. So if you actually post this article, it is going to really rank high in a matter of time, months. It's going to rank really high on the search engine. Now, readability, I said I'll touch a little bit, and I'll touch social. Before I go to readability, let's talk about social. This is a very simple thing. The same thing we did for Google Preview. Look at Google Preview. It's almost the same thing we do for other search engines, but social media, Facebook. So when you share this post on Facebook will generate an image from your website and generate other things like the description and the titles for you. But you don't need all these things. You don't need all these machines, all these AIs. You don't need them to generate anything for you. You should be doing it yourself. So image, you put an image that you want the audience to see when it is shared on Facebook. The Facebook title, same thing. Facebook description, same thing with our meta description. Twitter, same thing. Choose an image that you want to appear on Twitter. Choose an image title that you want and choose a description. All right. Now, in readability is all about how readable your post is. How readable, from the word complexity to the passive voice usage to the transition words. I only highlight this. This is very important. If you're a writer and you write contents, SEO writer, of course, you need to use more active voice in your post than more passive. That's why I say that 16% of the sentences contain passive voice, which is more than the recommended maximum. So that you see that the recommended maximum of the normal passive voices I use in your post is 10%. Don't exceed. How do you measure the percentage? By using all the softwares, all these plugins, all right? They will help you measure out the percentage. But use more active voice. You can research more on active voice. It's not something I can delve into right now. So you can research on active voices. Make sure your posts contain more active voices and passive voices. All right. Then transition words. Use more transition words. Okay. Let me show you examples of transition words in this post. These are examples of transition words. Like as mentioned earlier, there's no single graphic design meaning. These are transition words. You should use them more often. If you don't understand what transition words are, you can also research more on it. There are tons of articles, tons of resources for you. Okay. All right. This is where I'm supposed to. Okay. There's a few more things we need to cross check. There are a few more things we need to cross check. Now I want you to take a look at the right hand side of this. Right hand side. All right. Here we have categories. You can see. So your posts need to be categorized. The post needs to be categorized, well categorized. It helps also search engines to discover, okay, this is the category of posts you're making, or not just search engines but users on your site. Okay, this post is under graphics design, they will go to graphics design. All right, now post attributes. We talk about tags. Tags are also important. Tags, we all use Facebook, we all use Twitter, or maybe not all of us, I don't know, but many people use Facebook, many people use Twitter and Instagram, and I'm sure you've come across tags before. Okay, it's called hashtags. Okay, it's actually the same thing with tags. So tags are super important because it helps people find your post. It's as simple as that. It helps people to find your posts. Your post will become relevant in some certain topics. Some certain topics will be generated and your post will come up with it because your post is tagged. Alright, so tags are also important. So you can add tags to this post, and you should know how to add tags. It's pretty straightforward. Things related to your keywords, related to your post, like graphics. This is about graphics design, right? So I'm going to say, let's say graphics design, graphics designer, graphic jobs. All right, so these are tags that I can include in this. Then featured image, this is the last one. Featured images. Under featured images, we have something we call alternative text. Alternative text is in our slide. Alternative texts are super important. What are alternative texts? Before I go to alternative text, let's talk about featured images first. Featured images are images that will actually appear together with your post. Okay. Now take a good look here. I searched for UX, right? Now on the right hand side, you're seeing user experiences and you're seeing some couple of images. These images are featured with this post from Wikipedia. Okay, this post is from Wikipedia. So this post is, these images are featured. All right, so if you don't include featured images in your post, it's going to be really weird when your post appears on search engines without images. It's going to be super weird. So I'm going to just add a featured image, just a random featured image for. Okay, so let's add something related to graphics design. Let me just add this one. Set featured image. Now I've included the featured image. Now in alternative tags are words or descriptions. There are descriptions for images. Okay, every image needs an alternative tag. If you don't include an alternative tag, search engines will not know what your images are talking about. And we have screen readers as well. We have things we call screen readers. Okay, here are some tips for writing good alternative text. Keep it brief. Screen readers stop reading alternative text after about 125 characters. Include a target keyword. So you need to include your key phrase in your alternative text as well. Don't add alternative text to decorative images. Don't include image of or picture of. So these are tips. So when I go back to our image, I'm going to go to, okay, on the right hand side you see alternative text, and you see the text that I added, graphic design image. So if somebody actually, okay, yes, if somebody actually searches for graphic design images, our image will definitely come up with it. Let me give you an example. Okay, all right, let me search for, let's say I'm searching for graphics design. Okay, let's search for UI meaning. I search for UI meaning, then I go to images. Now, in each of these images, you must see UI included in it. Like this, look at it. 11 user interfaces, UI. Let's scroll down and see UI designs, UI design, UX versus UI design, UX versus UI design for developers, UI design inspiration 30, UX and UI. And each of these alternative text comes together with its website. This is UX Planet. This is from YouTube. This is from Career Foundry. This is from A-Less School. This is from creative.onl. This is from Mosley. This is from UP Labs. Sorry. So you see that these images contain alternative text. That's why they're appearing here. If they do not contain alternative text, they are never going to appear. Never. So the alternative text helps describe your images. They help you to rank high in Google image search. And if you don't know it, Google Images accounts for about 22% of the whole, search that happens on Google. Like 22% of searches on Google are images. People just randomly searching for images. Personally, I do that a lot. Anytime I need an image for anything, boom, on Google, I'm already searching for it. Anytime I don't understand something, boom, I enter Google image sharp. Alright, so you see that these are also important, super important on our on-page SEO. So I outlined three things. The first thing was categories. The second one is tags. Make sure you include your tags, separate it well, and then featured images. Image that will appear together with your post. Alright. So there's something I wanted to quickly summarize what I've taught. Okay, so this is just like a summary of on-page SEO. We know we have on-page and we have off-page. Off-page is mostly the one you learn, then on-page SEO is what we're learning. So we talked about this site content, we talked about keywords, we talked about title tags, that's titles, SEO titles. We talked about meta description, we talked about the heading styles, right? Like the H1, the H2, the H3. We talked about slugs. This is slugs, URLs. Make sure your slugs or your URLs are not too long. Something that people can easily remember. We talked about linking, internal linking and external linking as well. Okay. Now, this is the reason why subheadings are super important. I just saw this image. I wanted to right, this is good. I need to show you guys this. So this is an article with no subheading, and this is an article with subheadings. When you're giving an article, when you're writing an article, you should make sure you include what subheadings. Subheadings are so important because they help with readability. They help with what readability. If you don't have subheadings, it will be so difficult to read. It will be like someone that is reading for examination, like you're reading a textbook. So hard, so difficult. So make things easier for your people, for your users, for the audience. Try as much as possible to make things easier. This is the goal. This is the goal of everything, to make everything easier. Okay, easier for the audience, easier for the search engines, easier for everybody will be happy at the end. All right, so a quick recap. All right, key phrase, super important. Key phrase is what? Super important. So once you choose your key phrase, you get to the job. And there are tools that can help you do this. Use SEMrush, and you make sure your SEO title contains your key phrase. Your slug, that is your URL, contains your key phrase, your meta description. Don't leave Google to generate one for you. Generate it yourself and put a key phrase in it. Make sure key phrase density is at least not less than 5 and not more than 28. Your key phrase is perfectly distributed across your article. And then remember, images are always super important. Always include images. 1, 2, 3, 4, as much as possible. But don't cluster everywhere with images. Oh no. Key phrase in title H1, key phrase in the first paragraphs, and key phrase in the subheadings H2 and H3. So H1 is the title only. The subheadings have the H2 and the H3. Then your alternative texts are also super important. It helps your images to rank high in image search and helps screen readers also to read and understand what the picture is talking about. All right, so this is where I'll be ending our lesson today, and I'm sure you've learned a whole lot. On page SEO. All right, so thank you so much, and please, if you have questions, okay, I'm sure your tutor will put you through on that. All right, so happy learning. Take care.